Yeah, buddy. Cheese grits and NyQuil. A little piece of lock mail today from Door and Lock Tips, Michael Walker. He's been kind enough to give away Peterson Lockpick Tools. Looks like a small round hook. I don't really know what the specs are on it. It's got a small blade. It looks rather deep. I don't know. It's a rounded hook though, and I don't know if these are off prints or what the deal is. I know it's tied into a sale that they're running as well, which is cool. Like I like stuff on sale. Came with a sticker. This pick was free of charge, which is even more badass. I know Peterson Tools was used by Bosnia and Bill for at least their gem hooks. And then there was a couple of rhymes that came with this. A little pick, a new adventure, a tip from us, a friendly venture. To learn a skill and find your way from door and lock tips to make your day. As well as a pick for you, free and new, a door and lock tip just for you. He wants to know which rhyme I like best. So I will send that to him and keep it to myself. You guys can make your own decision, but I'm going to try this out, this pick, and see if I can get anywhere on anything. Seems I've run into some issues as of recent with picking anything. You go from on top of the world to looking at yourself from the inside, from the outside, looking in. Like it's a weird swing. I guess I'm just at that point. I'm gonna use some lower grade locks at this point, so I'm gonna use bottom of the keyway tension, and try out this Peterson short hook and see what it does. The hook itself, it's supposed to be government steel. I don't really know much about that. It feels relatively thin, maybe 20 thousandths. I suppose we can compare it to the Reaper set. Yeah, it feels about the same. It might even be 19 thousandths. Nah, it's definitely not 19, but it could be 20. Feels finished quite well. Being for free, it doesn't really matter how it's finished. I mean, you can take a polishing cloth to it for little to nothing and make it better if you need to. I'm going to start with padlock. I'm not sure what they're called. Security. They're from Harbor Freight. I used them for the Berserker Challenge. These locks open relatively easily, unless you get one that doesn't, in which case it's quite frustrating. I'm wondering, okay, there we go. I feel like I lost one of these turners. It might only have come with 3. I'm using the Reaper bottom of the Kiwi turners. This pick takes up a lot of space in here. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, but it's probably not practical in all circumstances. Yeah, it's seized up in there pretty good. Maybe I can zip with it. Might be too big for that. Yeah, it's too big for that for sure. Let's try top of the keyway tension with this. I'm not very good with that, and definitely not in the hand or the shit at it. But we'll try to lock upside down and see where we can get. I do like these turners or these tension wrenches pretty well. I feel like it overset that pen. Yeah, I certainly did. Yeah, upside down doesn't work for me. I've seen people pick that way. Does not work for me. So we're going to try it this way and see if I can make any headway with it this way. And it could just be this particular lock too. This is, like I said, it takes up a lot of space in the keyway, so it definitely will have its application somewhere. Maybe not in this lock per se. And yeah, I'm not getting into that one. Let's try a different one. Might work in a different one. We know how finicky locks can be. Yeah, it's too big to go in there, realistically. Let's try it in a master. It's 140 something. I don't know if it's a 141 or if it's a 140. I actually haven't picked these locks since I got them. Picked them once and threw them in the bucket. And I should be picking them daily, even though they are master locks. Like, if you can't pick one of these quickly, then shame on you. So, shame on me. I do feel like this is catching on a ton of shit. Maybe it could benefit from a polishing. But I do like the handle on it's nice. Feels good. I just feel like maybe that tip is just too clumsy, I guess would be the word. But I'm happy to have the pick. I think that's very cool that they're being given out. Door and lock tip. Thank you so much. I will put a link to his website in my description, or to his YouTube, along with probably just the link to the video that tells you how to get one of these picks. You literally send him an email and ask for one. And he is kind enough to send it to you. So, good on you. Yeah, I'm struggling here. Let's keep going now. Oh yeah, it just takes up too much room. It's too high of a reach for this. Bottom of the keyway tension and all of that nonsense. Yeah, it's too high of a reach. So it seems to reach in here. I have a hard enough time picking these as it is, so that doesn't really attest to anything. And I can't pick these in hand, so I don't even know why I'm going to try, but we're going to see if I can't even tension them in hand. So we're going to kind of a obnoxious attempt, but I'm going to try. Okay, pen 1. Just from picking this, I know there's a set there that it has to do on pen 1 before anything else seems to bind, but then I struggle after that anyway, so I can feel the pins. Those of you that pick these in your hand, like, kudos to you. I have a hard enough time doing it in a vise where I don't have to hold it, and my hand gets really, really super fatigued trying to tension the vise, and even with these ergo turners. Okay. There's wording here like halfway back that is rock solid. Maybe because it's not wording. It just clicked. That goes to show what I know. Cheese grits, you're an idiot. Hand fatigue is kicking in, so give me a second here. Okay. Getting some clicks, but I don't know if that's what I want. Everything seems to be... Oh, another click. Uh-oh. There we go. It's so hard to tension softly when you're holding a lock in your hand. At least for me. Because I can't seem... Oh, there we go. And I picked it in my hand with this. In under 10 minutes, I think. 5 pens. Cool. I can stop complaining about not picking in my hand, and everybody can stop teasing me. Yeah, the feel in this is nice. It's thin enough that it gets into the keyway and doesn't cause many problems. Like my Sparrow seems to catch pretty badly on everything. This didn't catch on the warning at all, and I could feel around in this particular lock pretty well. This is an orange belt lock. I can't even get it in there with a tension wrench. This one's a yellow belt lock. I can get it in there, but I think it's too much pick for the lock itself. These are something you put on something you don't care if someone steals, and it's too much pick for those, for sure. But one of my Nemesis locks, it opened pretty well. And in a relatively short period of time, yeah, cool. Thanks for the pick.